So this isn't really going to be a lighthearted video, and I don't really apologise for that. I, like many other women, have gotten quite sick of the challenges we have to face simply for the fact that we are women. So first, to begin with, a trigger warning, because I understand that videos like this are very likely to resonate with a lot of people and be, triggering, so there'll be talk of sexual assault, rape, child molestation and slut shaming, mainly in the form of statistics, but viewer discretion is advised. So firstly, I'd like to make it known that men have 16% more sex than women, so men are more sexually active and are likely to have twice as many sexual partners than women. Yet we see such a high prevalence of slut shaming. So let's have a look at some of the words that are used, female exclusive derogatory terms used to shame women. Slut, derogatory, a woman who has many casual sexual partners. Prostitute, a person who, in particular a woman, exchanges sexual favours for money. Whore, a woman who has many casual sexual encounters and relationships. Slapper, a vulgar or coarse woman, or one who has many casual sexual relationships. Harlot, a prostitute or a woman who has many casual sexual encounters or relationships. Tramp, a woman who has many casual sexual encounters or relationships. Thought, a woman who has many casual sexual encounters and relationships. With men having more sex and more sexual partners and being statistically higher to cheat and rape, why are women subject to so much shame? The answer, personally, I believe, lies somewhere in control, as it's something we've seen for a long time in history. But that's for another video. And to clarify, I am not shaming men for having sex. I am not shaming men for having many sexual partners. Hardcore shaming men for raping and all that. But, But I feel everybody should, adjust their attitude to sex. But I'm just more questioning the ideas around why women are so heavily shamed for it. Whereas, I tried to find words that, meant the same for men, but the only one I could find was a Casanova, and it was basically defined as a man who is so terribly charming that women fall for him and he has many mistresses. It was quite prompting in terms of men, like player even, but now I would like to shift to another aspect where women are more statistically likely to be victims. And I'd like to note male survivors are completely valid. So much work needs to be done, especially within the male community itself, to encourage these men to feel comfortable to come forward with their stories. And I feel like toxic masculinity is a massive thing that needs to be challenged. It makes them feel shame. There's so much problems that it causes men. Masculinity can be a positive thing. There's positive and there's toxic. Masculinity isn't inherently toxic. There is toxic traits about it. But that's again for another video. But the whole idea of the comment that's often brought when women are talking about stuff they've experienced, or generally what I'm doing now, going through statistics and stuff, there often be that one person, or mainly man, who will comment, men get raped too, when in fact they don't actually give a damn about male victims or survivors. They're just trying to pull down, or discredit or wash over the woman who is talking about her experience, or the women who are talking about their experiences, and there'll be none of that here. It is its own separate issue, and it deserves its own conversation. Do not try to hijack one with the other, because you are not helping any victims. In fact, you are making it harder. So yes, there are male victims of sexual assault and rape, but that is again another video. I am specifically talking about female right now, as this whole video is centered around oppression in women. But do not drag male survivors because of your own agenda. So let's run through some statistics. In the UK and Wales, year ending 2017, 20% of women have experienced some type of sexual assault since the age of 16. That equates to 3.4 million females. January 2013, it was found that approximately 85,000 women aged between 16 and 59 experienced rape, attempted rape, or sexual assault by penetration alone every year. That is roughly 11 per hour of the most serious sexual offences. Approximately 90% of those who are raped know the perpetrator before the rape, prior to the offence. 31% of young women aged between 18 to 24 report having experienced sexual abuse in childhood. In the UK, conviction rates for rape are lower than any other crime. Only 5.7% of reported cases get a conviction. Moving on very briefly to worldwide, as that was mainly England and Wales statistics. Adult women make up nearly half of all human trafficking victims globally at 49%. Girls and women together account for 72%. Girls represent 3 out of 4 trafficking victims. Approximately 15 million girls, 15 to 19 worldwide, have experienced forced sex, rape, or sex acts. Only 1% will seek help. A third of women raped as children will also be raped in adulthood. These are horrific, and you should find them horrific. These women have no responsibility for the crimes that men chose to commit against them. There is no cause for rape other than rapists. Rapists rape. No clothing, no flirting, anything does not give you the right to somebody else's body. That is a fact, and that is the bottom line. There is never an excuse for rape. When you say things like women who lie about rape should go to jail, which is an obvious thing, and they should, because that's a crime, specifically preventing the course of justice and wasting police time, contrary to Section 5, Paragraph 2 of the Criminal Law Act 1967. You're angry because the ones who don't get charged get away with potentially ruining that man's life. But where's that anger for the only 1.7% of rapes worldwide that get convicted? What about the 98.7% of rapists who don't get locked up? What about the fact that a percentage of these undetected rapists average around 5.8 rapes each? What about the victims' lives that are ruined? What about the victims that are 13 times more likely to commit or attempt suicide than the non-victims, or those who have a higher likelihood of having drug and alcohol related problems as a result of their trauma? Where's your anger for that? Because it's again like the all men, or it's again like the not all men comment. It's means nothing when you say that. You don't actually care about the women that lie about rape, this really small percentage that is so minuscule compared to the massive amount of actual rapes that don't even get convicted. Where's your anger for those victims? It comes to a point where it is just very obvious that you just don't care about the victims, and you basically are a rape apologist. These are all very difficult things to think about, but I feel like if you come into something already, having a shitty attitude about women and a shitty looking woman, you're overlooking all the shit that we go through on a daily basis. You know, we can't wear certain things or look a certain way, or we you know, there is criticism for literally everything and anything we do. And for some reason, when we rebel against that, it is taken by men as an attack on them. But it's you know, we just don't want to be treated the way that we are being treated. But somehow, you know, that's, I don't know, demeaned us in your eyes. But I think that it concludes today's video. I'm going to have a lot more videos like this coming up, specifically going to be talking about OnlyFans and the kind of debacle around that, and the how hypocritical some men literally are in the most simplest ways from that, and probably even some women. There'll be videos I'm thinking about doing, some on body hair, some about you know, male survivors, just generally in that area. So thank you for watching, and I hope that this meant something.